based on the conversation this morning, I got the direction from council to prepare a ballot question regarding medical marijuana in the city limits of Salida. I just wanted to make sure that the public at large knew that that's the direction that I got, and I know that I think there might be a couple of people here who may want to comment on that. That's at your discretion, Mr. Mayor and Council, if you want to do that. But recognizing that 2 weeks from now, we'll be bringing back for your consideration an ordinance setting a special election and setting ballot language regarding MMDs in the community. And certainly that will be a public hearing on second reading, if not on first, if you so choose. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that update and make sure that the public heard it, and then whatever you want to do with that as far as the folks that are here that may want to comment or not. I leave that to you guys.
Any comments? Anybody would like to speak on this tonight? Ms. Kunkel, if you'll come on up. I assume, Janelle, there's something for Mrs. Kunkel to sign.
There should be a sign up here. Yes.
New Year's greetings, Mayor and Councilman. I'm Colleen Kunkel, co-owner of Tenderfoot Health Collective. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. Council is still debating the issue of a special election to decide the direction Salida will take with medical marijuana businesses. So I thought I'd provide a few facts that may not be common knowledge to yourself or the public. Amendment 20 was voted in 2000 to allow Colorado citizens to use marijuana for medicinal purposes. Chaffee residents voted along with the 58% majority of Coloradans on the amendment. Patients must be over 18, except for a few special cases, and must qualify with state regulations on allowable conditions for receiving a referral from a physician. Dispensaries or centers were not originally written into the amendment. It was instead created using a caregiver model. This means that patients could either grow their own marijuana or contract someone else to grow for them. The Medical Marijuana Registry was another department created to keep record of people who received referrals so law enforcement could contact the registry when someone was arrested for marijuana possession. Otherwise, the registry protects the identity of those registered. This department is entirely funded by the fees collected from patients when they register. Dispensaries or centers came into being as many new medicinal products were created, and because patients couldn't always find a competent caregiver, or they simply wanted more choices of medicinal products. For 8 years, there were only a few dispensaries in the large cities. In October of 2009, the federal DEA director announced that legal marijuana patients and centers would no longer be prosecuted. That statement was the opening of the floodgates for the legal medical marijuana industry in Colorado. Lawmakers were caught unawares, as you know. Here we are playing catch-up as the state and municipalities try to figure out how to regulate this new industry. Marijuana centers are not in the same department as the Medical Marijuana Registry. A new department, a regulatory agency, the Medical Marijuana Enforcement Division, was created, and it's under the auspices of the Colorado Department of Revenue. Our business license for 1 year was $10,000. All of that goes to the MMED to be used to enforce centers. We are paying to have ourselves regulated. Contrast that with a liquor license, which costs $1,500 a year. Municipalities bear the cost of enforcing alcohol abuse situations, which, as you know, are profuse. Police Chief Clark has reiterated at every meeting I have attended that there has been not one criminal incident related to medical marijuana centers in Salida. What I would like Salida citizens and yourselves to understand is that if all centers are banned, it will not make the industry go away. Instead, patients will revert to their Amendment 20 rights and either grow marijuana themselves or contract with a caregiver. If there is a retail center within a municipality, caregivers can only grow to 5 patients. When there is not a center, then caregivers may grow for an unlimited amount of patients. There is also very little regulation concerning caregivers. Salida police would not even be cognizant of who the caregivers are or where they're located. That information would only be in the confidential, medical marijuana registry. In effect, grow operations could be next to a school, a child care facility, or even next to the police station. Caregivers would not be paying city, state, or employment taxes. Tenderfoot has paid $23,260 in taxes in the last 10 months. Think of that number when you factor in the other 4 centers in this town. We have employed people, rented a building that has mostly sat empty for the past few years, and spent much money in our community. We know there are caregivers that operate within the law and only grow for people under contract. However, caregivers often come into our center with excess marijuana. They try to sell us the excess, but under the regulations, we are not allowed to buy from them. We must be owners of our own grow operation for 70% of what we sell, and we can only trade or buy from other licensed centers for medicinal marijuana available, for the other 30%. We have heard concerns from citizens that there is too much medicinal marijuana available on the illegal market. This is true, and we have just explained where it comes from. Banning centers will cause an increase in the illegal markets. It will not curtail any problems. When alcohol prohibition ended in the 21st century, it took a while for the illegal activities to be eradicated. We are in a similar state today. We are not trying to stop a vote. We're not trying to stop Salidans from speaking out. We wish only to help everyone understand the complexity of the issue and the ramifications of a possible ban. We understand that all drugs can be abused. Marijuana center fees can be used for drug education and treatment programs. Are pharmaceutical and alcohol producers in the same boat? I'm not sure. I've never heard of that. Please consider the big picture when deciding whether our hard-earned tax dollars should be spent on a special election that only may create bigger problems for the future. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this topic?